Alright everyone, welcome back to Umineko. And it seems like we're back to retreading old school ways and made it all the way back to day 1. So it seems like we're going to play out everything that happened in the first episode, but I'm of the belief that we may actually have a choice in affecting the outcome of things this time. Hopefully. I don't know. Like, we'll see how it plays out. But if anything, I want to thank you all for the love and support, and most importantly, hope you all continue to be entertained by this, because so far this story is very intriguing, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. So if anything else, let's get started. Alright everyone, welcome back. Kanon was tormented by the feeling that he had just made a huge mistake. But no, he thought, this had not been a mistake at all. It was for her sake that he'd been forced to refuse her now, while her pain was still at its smallest.
女を泣かせるとは、なかなかやるではないか。お前がそこまで拒絶するとは意外であった。普通に受け答えしていれば、わらわの魔法で二組目の恋人たちが生まれていたものを。いつからそこに。最低なやつだな。
When he turned around, the witch was suddenly there. It looked like she had been there the whole time, enjoying the performance as if it were a play.
わらわへの暴言は、愉快なる見せ物に免じて特別に許す。男と女のこじれ合いに勝る見せ物は、千年を経ても存在せぬな。わらわにとっては、何よりも甘美な、止められぬ快楽よ。ん？
Kanon pulled that butterfly brooch out of his pocket. It was the crystallization of the great magic that the witch had bestowed. Without hesitation, Kanon flung it hard onto the ground and stomped on it.
ほう。わらわの与えたものと知りつつ、それは何を意味するのか。
今、理解した。お前がしているのは恋のキューピッドなんて洒落たものじゃない。お前は、結ばれぬ者たちに恋を見せて、たぶらかして楽しんでいるだけの悪魔だ。
そう思うも自由よ。わらわが力を貸した人間の多くは、お前と同じようなことを口にする。
ほうけるな！お前は、シャノンを憐れんで力を貸したんじゃない。恋に胸を焦がすシャノンの心の隙をついて、自分を封じていた鏡を割らせた。しかもそれだけじゃない。その末路まで想像がついていて、もてあそんでいる。違うか
家具とはつくづく哀れな存在よ。夢も未来も恋すらもないか。よいよい、身の程はわきまえるに限るぞ。ジェシカの心には、お前が察する通り、淡い恋心があった。そなたはそれにハサミを入れ、刈り取ったつもりでいる。だが、火は勝手に茂らせたものより、枝を間引き剪定したものの方が太い枝をつけるというぞ。家具に恋する娘か。面白いぞ、実に面白い。
See, this is why I can't get a good read on Beatrice. Like, there was moments when she was with Shannon where I thought, this girl, this woman, is just lonely, and she just wants a friend. You know, she hasn't had any in a while, and the ones that she did have, possibly, like that, other witch, I guess, that we saw earlier during the tea party. Not really much of a friend, more like barely an acquaintance, like another enemy of hers, I guess. And you figured, hey, if she has a connection to someone, then really she's not so bad. And here we have her and Kanon right now, and it just seems like she's just antagonizing him because maybe he's right about her. So I'm a little confused, and that's what's so special about this game. I can't get a firm grip on what's going on until it happens.
シャーノンとジョージもやがては結ばれ得ぬ恋に行き詰まり、わらわ好みの大きな果実を実らせるだろう。しかし、いかんせんあの二人はうまくいきすぎていて、面白くなくてな。
Until she admits things like this.
そこへ行くと、お前たちは大いにわらわを楽しませてくれそうだぞ。
The witch laughed. Even though she had known that the two could not be joined, she had lent magic to join them together. However, they couldn't escape the fate that had made it impossible for them to be joined. The witch knew that. Even if they were joined, the relationships of Shannon and George, Kanon and Jessica would fail for certain. And as they wandered through the eternal desert in the hell of love, they would be tormented by eternal thirst. Well, alright, there's that. But you can also, and this is for those that have played the visual novel of The House in Fata, that's not necessarily true. Nothing is truly set in stone. You just have to work incredibly hard and be incredibly disciplined to not give up. And maybe, just maybe, you might get lucky and find that crack or a loophole to make it through and just make it so that you guys can be joined.
わらわがその力を対価なく貸すことがあるとでも？
Ah, and now the witch shows herself.
恋に手は貸そう。その対価は、やがて必ず訪れる二人への過酷な運命の鑑賞料としていただくわけよ。これに勝る見せ物は1000年経っても存在せぬ。金蔵を見るがいい。恋の味を知り、楽園を追放された哀れな老いぼれの末路を。
Well, she's acting like this now, but I feel like she actually cares about him.
死んでも死にきれぬ、さながら亡者のような生き様を見るがいい。
やはりお前は魔女だ。消えて失せろ、この悪魔め。
頼まれずとも消えよう。まだまだわらわには力が戻らぬでな。姿を現し続けるのはまだまだ疲れることよ。そなたら恋人たちに力を授けるのに無理をしすぎたのでな。触媒のブローチなしで力を維持し続けるのは今のわらわには容易ではない。
Kanon ground his foot even more into the stomp brooch. He felt it break under his foot. Then it dissolved as if into water, and he changed into butterflies that sparkled gold, which fluttered away from beneath Kanon's foot.
わらわもこの姿を保ち続けるのがちと苦しい。しばしそなたの願い通り姿を消そう。満ちぬ潮も月もないように我が魔力も必ず満ちる。そして必ずや訪れよう。わらわが蘇るにふさわしい時が。それが明日のことか、来年のことか、さもなくば100年1000年未来のことかは想像もつかぬ。だが、わらわを楽しませてくれる者たちがおる限り、わらわは必ずや力を得て蘇るであろう。その時までしばし姿を消す。そなたの手のひらにもはやあざはなく、そなたが望むならば、明日の朝にはわらわの存在など夢か幻のように消し去ることもできよう。忘れ去られることほど、わらわに悲しいことはない。だが、わらわは必ず蘇る。そして、その日がいつ訪れても後悔することのないよう、自らを戒めよ。わらわは必ずや再臨し、この島の真の主として全てを支配する。その時こそ、再び黄金鏡の扉が開かれる。 欲深な亡者たちが必ずやわらわを呼び覚ます。
くどい。早く消え去れ、黄金の魔女。
Leaving behind a mocking laugh, the witch turned into a flight of gold butterflies and scattered away. The whole area sparkled like a gold blizzard in a snow globe. It was a fleeting fantastical scene that disappeared in a heartbeat. The witch could no longer be seen. However, Kanon felt like he could still hear that shrill, unpleasant laugh.
ああ、愉快愉快。なぜに久しぶりの人の世はこうも愉快なのか。恋に惑え、黄金に惑え、そのどちらにも惑わぬものなど人間にあらず。なるほど。故に家具とは言えたり。家具は人間に奉仕するために生み出される。そしてわらわは退屈なる千年の慰み者として人間を虐げる。そのわらわが家具を支配できぬとは、なんとも愉快な三すくみ。金蔵め、実に面白いことをしてくれる。家具め、わらわを撃てるか試みてみるがいい。今宵、まきたる恋の種は二つ。すでにまきたる種と含めて、これで三つ。
Wait, what's the third one? There's Shannon and George. Then there's also the possibility of Jessica and Kanon. What's the third one?
Beatrice!
Unless him.
なぜに私を一人この苦界に置き去りにしたのか。私は憎い。これほどまでに恋焦がれているのに応えようとせぬお前を永遠に憎む。
親方様、それ以上のお酒はお体に障ります。南條先生からもご注意を受けておられるのでは。
黙れ源氏。お前にはわからぬ。我が嘆きも苦しみもわからぬ。お前だけは我が苦しみを理解してくれていると、お前だけは我が最古の友人であると信じているのに、なぜに理解できないというのか。おー、ベアトリーチェ。なぜ私だけを置き去りに。
なんだよ、家具って。わけわかんね
おお、おいたわしやジェシカ様。
Where did this woman come from?
寝室から聞こえてくるすすり泣く声に、私は事情を知りつつも、どうしようもないのでございます。すべては若すぎた二人と近すぎた距離。そして、生まれた家柄が遠すぎたゆえの悲劇。私はただただ、お嬢様のお気持ちを汲み取り、足音を殺して静かに立ち去るのみなのでございます。
それって、どういう意味ですか、ジョージさん。
言葉通りの意味だよ。僕はまだ自分の城を築き上げてない。 それができて初めて、僕は一人前になれたと思えるんだ。その時、君と結婚したい。
それは
でもそれじゃあ、もう僕の心が許せないんだ。だから、君に婚約指輪を贈りたい。
婚約ですか。でも私、家具ですし。
I thought she said she wasn't anymore.
そうだったね。じゃあ、家具は人の言うことを聞かないとね。今、君に贈るのにふさわしい指輪を作らせてる。多分、今度の親族会議の日には持っていけると思う。その時に贈るから、どうか君の返事を聞かせてほしいんだ。君が僕の婚約を受けてくれたら、僕はその席で、おじい様を含めたすべての親族の前で、君との婚約を宣言する。
ジョージさん。
君と僕の仲をふさわしくないと咎める人たちはきっといる。
More like all except for your cousins.
でも、そいつらの顔を見る必要はない。君は、その瞳の中に、僕だけを満たしていればいいから。
Look at this guy.
君を、必ず幸せにする。それだけは、絶対に約束するから。
どのように実るのか楽しみでならない。熟に過ぎて腐り落ちる果実の液に黄金の蝶たちは舞い降りぬ。今より収穫の日が待ち遠しい。宴の時はまだかまだか。
Oh, it's been a while since we've seen that. The first day. They had eaten breakfast at a coffee shop in the station building. By chance, the inside of the shop had been decorated with Halloween colors since it was October. It seemed that Maria had really taken a liking to that. Ever since she had been making a fuss inside the train about wanting to have a Halloween festival without caring that she was attracting the attention of others. Halloween is popular in Europe and America, but people are hardly familiar with it at all in Japan. The shopping district was colorfully decorated with orange pumpkins, but the costume parades of children demanding sweets and saying trick or treat were nowhere in sight. So, I'm to take it we're restarting again? From day one?
親族会議は遊びじゃないのよ。おじい様にお会いするんだから、ちゃんとしたお洋服じゃないとダメ。
So, I wonder if this means we have a shot at changing how things play out now. Almost like time travel. Almost like Choose Your Own Adventure. Almost like any other visual novel when they give you choices. While it wasn't completely full inside the train, there were enough people here that almost all of the seats were occupied. Among them, Maria was making a fuss, kicking her feet back and forth in her seat while Rosa scowled at her. Rosa had told her many times in a low voice to stop, but Maria was taking no notice whatsoever. Once Maria gets this way, no matter how much you try to explain the situation or calm her, she doesn't listen. In the past, Rosa used to pamper Maria and give in to her at times like this, but that had probably been the problem. Almost certainly, the young Maria had formed the wrong impression that if she kept complaining noisily, her mother would give in and listen to her. That error had been brought to Rosa's attention through an educational book, and since then, she had hardened her heart so as to not pamper her beloved daughter. But Rosa could manage less and less mutual understanding with Maria, and it had become more and more common that she felt discouraged by her own powerlessness.
Halloween! お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃうぞ！
あなたにあげるお菓子はありません。さっき朝ごはんを食べたでしょ。
お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃう！お菓子をくれなきゃいたずらしちゃう！
As Maria kicked her feet, a stout old woman sitting in the seat across from Maria picked a candy out of her handbag and gave it to her.
お菓子もらえた！お菓子もらえた！見て見て、ママ！ハッピーハロウィーン！
こらマリア、勝手に人からお菓子をもらっちゃダメでしょ。返しなさい。
いいんですよ。元気なお嬢さんですこと。おいくつです？
There may not have been any malice in those words from the old woman, but it seemed that Rosa had taken that in an extremely humiliating way.
マリア！知らない人からお菓子をもらっちゃいけないっていつも言ってるでしょ。
おー！おーい！これはマリアがもらったの！やだ！マリアの！
話しなさい！ママの言うことを聞けっていつも言ってるでしょ。
マリアの！
Oh, smacked her.
その言うのをやめなさいって言ってるでしょ。
Rosa reflexively hit Maria violently on her cheek. In a flash, Maria started crying loudly. Rosa immediately snatched the candy from Maria's hand and stuck it out towards the dumbfounded old woman sitting next to them.
うちの子に勝手にお菓子を与えないでください。
ごめんなさい。
Breathing heavily, Rosa once again held the candy out to the old woman. The woman looked confused for a moment about what she should say, but then understood that perhaps her actions may have caused trouble for this parent and child, and she accepted the candy back, apologizing. Then Rosa finally took notice of her surroundings. Her daughter's clothes were all messed up, she was crying and shouting with her nose dripping, and there were many dumbfounded passengers watching them. Except for the sound of the train running, the rail car was completely silent. Fortunately, the pitiful silence didn't last more than a short while. However, in its place came an even more painful atmosphere as everyone whispered. Maria shouted, cried, kicked and stomped her feet as usual, paying no heed to the people sitting around her. Impulsively, Rosa tried to slap her again, but she noticed the cold eyes of the people on the train and couldn't do that anymore. When the train stopped, Rosa got off, forcibly pulling Maria by the arm and almost dragging her along the ground. As usual, Maria didn't stop crying. Oh! Rosa took her to the end of the platform and hit her cheek again. At the moment she was hit, Maria stopped crying for an instant, but before long she shouted and cried even more than before. Rosa, whose emotions had exploded, grabbed Maria by her collar and pulled her hair as if to rip it off. Wow. Dang. Along with those severe words, Rosa hit Maria's head over and over again. The more Maria cried and shouted, the more Rosa hit her. And the more Maria was hit, the more intensely she cried and shouted.
そんなんだから友達ができないのよ。あんたがそんなんだからパパの出張が終わらないのよ。あんたがそんなんだから私が。
お客さん、いかがされましたか？
何かご用ですか？
The one who timidly called to her was the station attendant. Rosa glared at him with a look that said, "Don't cut into the problems of a mother and child, stranger." The station attendant surely hadn't wanted to talk to her. However, Rosa had been yelling on the platform for much longer time than she had imagined. Her emotional scolding had caused the passengers on the platform to advise the station attendant that it would be a good idea to speak to her. Rosa yelled at the station attendant that they would get on the next train and not to bother them anymore. And then finally, or maybe we should say, for the second time, she noticed the passengers on the platform staring at her from the distance. Rosa has some anger management issues that needs to be resolved pronto. As for Maria, she has even bigger issues that need to be resolved with a therapist. Rosa sweated slightly. She felt the wind chill, the sweat tormenting her. Maria was still crying, shielding her own head. No, unless this beating stopped, she would probably keep crying forever. As Rosa recovered from the evil heat inside her head, she knew she had surrendered her soul to something bad again.
Mama! Mama! 帰ってきて!
Rosa fell to her knees and hugged Maria, whose face was all soggy with tears and mucus.
Maria, ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Finally, Maria realized that her mother had turned back to being her mother. Then, she clung to her mother's body and cried, burying her face in her mother's chest.
悪いママを許して。悪いママを許して。本当にごめんなさい。ママをどうか嫌いにならないで。
マリアは全然平気。ママを嫌いになんかならない。ママはまた悪い魔女に乗り移られていただけ。でも、ママが帰ってきたから平気。
悪い魔女に、ママはまた乗り移られていたの。ごめんね。本当にごめんね。
For a long time, the two of them hugged each other, asking for forgiveness and sending words of forgiveness back. After a while, the two of them gradually calmed down and naturally drew their faces apart. Maria's face, Rosa's face, both were deep red after crying their eyes out.
マリアはハロウィンのお祭りがしたいの？
うん。ジョージお兄ちゃんやジェシカお姉ちゃんにかぼちゃマシュマロ見せてあげたかった。
That was a sweet which had been alongside the cash register at the shop where they had eaten breakfast. It was a fancy sweet that had big orange marshmallow in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern stuck on the end of the stick. Maria had wanted that and had insistently pestered for it. Rosa had disallowed it, saying that there was no way she would buy such a sweet right after they had breakfast.
じゃあマリア、この町に売っているかどうかわからないけど、降りて探してみようか。
ママ大好き、愛してる。ありがとう。
私もよ、マリア。
The truth was that they had no time to waste loitering around at a stopover station. If they missed the airplane, they would fall half a day behind schedule. She should have left home with more time to spare, but she had ended up leaving late after spending too long choosing Maria's clothes. Because of that, Rosa had been a bit impatient since the morning. She looked at the clock. They should be getting on the next train immediately. But her daughter had firmly joined hands with her to go buy the sweets together, and that hand was warm. To Rosa right now, it was more important to regrow her bonds with Maria. Maria was not only Rosa's beloved daughter, she was everything Rosa had. Fortunately, she could see that there was a big supermarket right in front of the station. Maybe she wouldn't be able to find a sweet exactly like the one, but Maria would probably accept something similar. Alright guys, looks like I'm going to have to end the video here for today. Thank you all for watching. We have seen even further how tragic and terrible the relationship between Rosa and Maria is at the moment. It's pretty bad. Like, I honestly have no words for it. Like, it happens in real life. It's just, it sucks to see it. And I'm guessing it's one of the main reasons why Maria has that supposed dual personality. Because at this point, I'm still of the belief that the cackling little troublemaker and mischievous person is the real personality. But at this point, who knows, right? We'll continue on the next one, guys. Thank you all for watching.